Alright, so in the longer video I felt like I kind of botched this part, so I'm going to give it another try. What we're looking at in this example of an experiment is a preparation in which we have an animal opened up, like we have their spinal cord exposed and the motor neuron leading down to the skeletal muscle. Now normally the motor neuron would receive electrical information from the spinal cord, causing it to contract. But in this preparation what's happened is that they've bypassed the spinal cord in the brain's not around, and they hook up a little electrical stimulator, something that will shock the motor neuron directly. So instead of having a brain, this machine is essentially becoming the brain. Now we get these spikes here. The spikes represent electrical activity or action potentials. And then down on the bottom, we will get the force produced due to those action potentials. So we have action potentials being generated on the motor neuron, and then force being produced in the muscle. So let's see what happens. When this preparation starts out, we're going to start slow with a single twitch. Do you see how the single twitch or a single action potential results in a very small twitch of force? If you only stimulate one motor neuron once, you just get a tiny little bit of force. Maybe not even enough to move your joint. By the time the next stimulation comes around, that twitch is long gone, right? The contraction of that muscle is already relaxed and it's already back to its resting length, so you can't add on any force. So we have that second twitch and it doesn't get to add on to the force before it. Now in this we're going to do multiple twitches. So look here. We have 3 action potentials that happen rather quickly, and the first action potential generates a little bit of force, a twitch. And you can see it's starting to come back down by the time the second action potential is generated. So instead of losing that twitch, now you're building onto it and you get to contract more. Really, what we could look at is the amount of force would be kind of proportional to the length of the muscle, as inversely proportional. As you contract, or as a muscle gets shorter, it generates more force. If you allow it to relax or go back to its normal length, it's not going to generate force. So in order to add up force, or summate your twitches, you need the next twitch to come rather quickly before it relaxes back to its normal length. So you just keep shortening. Now here you see it again. Rapid stimulation results in addition or summation of twitches. And if you do it rapidly enough, where you have tons of action potentials, it will add up to give you a smooth tetanic generation of force. This is called a tetanic contraction, where it's smooth and the force is continuous. And this is temporal summation. And that happens by having action potentials generated quickly enough to stimulate the muscle quickly. To have force generate a twitch force before the first twitch dissipates. Hopefully that clarified some of the stuff. That's it for now.